All right, a quick note, some notes before we get started in today's actual flow. Good morning or evening and welcome. So excited to have you guys here with me. I think most of you are on the e-list. If you haven't, link in my Instagram bio. Please sign up because that's how I'm going to be sending a bunch of stuff. I sent my first one out last night and it was gorgeous. I have to say I'm quite proud of my handiwork. The second is it's so important as young yogis get started that you share this with a friend who you think might vibe with this style and this personality. That's how I'm going to grow the practice over time. And my vision is by the end of May to have a really solid base. So I'll just pause for a second so I can easily edit this video later. All right, welcome to day one of Monkey Sessions. My name is Jacob from Jacobito Yoga, and my vision today is to make sure that we have a few things going on. First is if you're newer to yoga, you're getting the fundamentals set. So we're going to focus on three areas today, in particular, establishing breathing. Second is establishing flow, which is the sequence of poses that get linked together to form kind of the heart of what you may have seen at a studio as a vinyasa practice. And lastly, focus on the main standing pose, which is a really good entry point for the rest of yoga, called the warrior family. So that's warrior one, warrior two, triangle, and we're not going to get to all of that today, but my vision is to set the foundation. And so what you're going to start to see throughout these classes is that this class fits into the larger framework of a series of classes, a little bit something like episodes. Each one is interesting and compelling, but the full story arc of an entire season is what's really worthwhile, right? So my vision throughout this program is to use a tried and true method of building up fundamentals in the short term and over the long term, making sure that at the end of it, you are good and ready to go to a yoga class on your own with confidence, in a studio where you don't feel like the only person doing it wrong, or in continued online classes, maybe with me. So that being said, I do want to ask for just kind of one commitment from you as a participant, and that is be kind with yourself, right? There are so many things and so many little questions that your mind is going to swirl on, whether that is, help, what do I do with my hand, or something is shaking, what should I do? And then at least in these sessions, I want to make sure that you're getting enough of a physical workout that you will start to doubt your body's ability from time to time, and that's okay. It's all part of the process. At Jacobito Yoga, we have a test and iterate mentality, which means we're going to try something out, see if it works. If it doesn't, we're never going to lean into sharp pain, and it's up to you to have an accurate self-assessment and know where you are and then build towards it. So I mentioned our main goal today was something called Ujjayi Breath. That is a breathing pattern that you hear. It's called the Yogi Breath. And it's kind of nice that everyone's at home because it can be a little intimidating. But these are big, deep breaths. And the way to think about it is, let's say you've got a little pocket mirror, a little fancy. And I want you to exhale so that you fog up that mirror. So take a big inhale in and exhale. One more time. Inhale in. Big inhale and exhale. Fog up that mirror. If you'd like to mute so people don't hear you breathing, or get into it, lean into it. I'm down if you are. Inhale one more time. Put your hand on your belly, feel the expansion, and exhale. Good. All right, so we're going to come forward here. Continue your breathing. Take deep breaths, and make sure that you are breathing deep. Fill up your belly with your hand. And on the other side, exhale in a big way. Good. So if you have that established practice, we're going to start using that breath to support everything that we do. Don't forget to breathe, and don't forget to continue to fog up that glass. I'm going to say it probably a million times today because that is the basis of what differentiates yoga from maybe any other type of workout, is controlling the breath and getting stronger from it. So let's start to work in that idea of fogging up the mirror into a simple series. So bring your hands down to your side. Inhale, arms up. Big inhale, like you're sucking the fog off the mirror. And exhale. Bring the hands to palm center. Good. One more time. Inhale, arms up. And exhale. Connect in with the breath. The hard stuff will come, I promise. Inhale, arms up, stay present. And exhale. Good. And what you should start to feel already is that your diaphragm is engaging. And when you do that, your whole body lifts up a little bit higher. So go ahead, go towards the front of your mat. And while you're here, practice that inhale, deep breathing, and we're going to start adding on to the series a little bit. So inhale, arms up. Any way you can get them up. Exhale, back to heart center. Down to the side, inhale, all the way up. Give a little bend in your knees if you want. And on the exhale, come all the way forward. Bend your knees. Okay, really common in yoga. People feel, because they've seen TV movies, their best friend, whatever, they're always doing these forward folds in straight legs. And for beginners and anyone with tight hamstrings, you actually want the bend. That's really important because your goal is not actually to stretch the hamstring, but shove your sit bones up and back. All right, so deep inhale here. Exhale, come a little bit further down. Inhale, what we call halfway lift. So in your halfway lift, your legs and your back are 90-degree angle. You're floating your hands right here on your legs. If that's too challenging for you, if you have a block handy, you can rest on that. Or if you've got like an ottoman or a chair, put your hands on that if you're not yet at that flexibility. And think about firing up your belly button back towards your spine. So this would be the inhale sequence. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, big deep breath. This is going to get a little repetitive, but I want to set the foundation. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Take a peek at your feet. Are they looking dead ahead, or are your toes off to the side? A lot of people with flat arches like me want to open their feet up. Pull the feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Big sniff in. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, arms up, lift up all the way, reach the fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, we'll work through that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Flex the back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, take a second to shake it out. Now, how you feel right now is the basis for how the rest of these 20 minutes are going to flow, right? So it's so important that with every breath, you draw in deeply and you are mindful of it. What we're going to do now is layer in an additional component, which I mentioned was one of the goals today, which is called flow, right? Linking together actions in order to piece together something that will build a little heat, build a little strength, and it's all supported by the breath. So meet me at the front of the mat, feet facing forward, and follow along. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fog up that glass all the way down, hands to a block, bend the knees. Don't forget. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot back. Inhale, raise the chest, look forward. You can be up on your little spidey fingers. That's perfect. Exhale, push back into down dog. Okay, down dog, the most emblematic of the yoga things. In future sessions, we're going to work through the technique on this one, but for now, give your knees a little bend and shove your hip bones up. Shove your butt to the sky. Good. Exhale, well, take another inhale here. Exhale, bring the knees down, right foot forward. All right, so we're set it up into a low lunge. Inhale, pop up the back leg, look forward. Take an inhale here. Exhale, step everything forward, forward fold. Inhale, look forward, find a little stretch in your hips. Exhale, push back to downward dog. Keep the knees bent. And while we're paused here, actually take a look at your hands. And the main question I want you to think about is, where are the fingers pointing? So you have a few options here. Come down to your knees if you want. Your hands can point either with the middle finger straight ahead, with the first finger straight ahead, or the webbing between your thumb and your first finger ahead. So you have some degree of choice as you're getting started, and that is just fine. The amazing thing about yoga is there's no first place and no one is judging you, right? So go ahead, plant the hands, come back into your down dog, play around, right? Which feels best for you? First finger forward, middle finger, having the webbing forward. It's up to you. Establish that. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, knees down, left foot forward. Inhale, pop up on the back knee, look forward. Inhale. Exhale, step all the way to the front. Exhale, knees bent. Shove the hip back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, rise all the way up. All right, we're going to add on to that practice, and you're going to start to see how we will build into bigger flows in the future. Inhale, deep Ujjayi breath. Make a sound. Exhale, knees bent. Inhale, halfway lift. Is it super repetitive? Yeah. Exhale, hands down. Put the right foot back. Plant the right hand, something different, and raise up through the left hand. Good. Exhale, look up. Inhale, and exhale, come back to downward facing dog. All right, now here, one of the ways we're going to build heat is by rolling from a down dog on the exhale, and on the inhale, come forward to the top of a push-up. In yoga, we call this a plank pose. This is probably challenging if you're not used to it. So take an inhale here. Exhale, come back into the down dog. Toes looking at the hands, hands looking at the front of the room, head just dangles. Inhale, come forward to a plank pose. Exhale, push back into down dog, keep the knees bent. One more time, inhale. Forward, exhale, big exhale. One more inhale here, hold it. Exhale, knees down, right foot forward. Look forward, pop the knee up, inhale. Exhale, step forward to a forward fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to palm center. All right, now we're building some heat. Inhale, arms up. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Rest on your block if you need to. Now's a good time for that. Inhale, halfway lift. Back 90 degrees to your legs. Exhale, hands down. Kick the left foot back. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Plant the left hand, open up to the other side. Right? Just a little something to add stretch and heat. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands down. Push into downward facing dog. All right. We're going to roll forward. Ground everything. The way to make it through these is to use your legs. They often get forgotten about. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, forward to plank. If it gets tough, fire up the breath. Exhale, downward dog. Come forward one more time. Inhale. Hover here for a second, right? Feel your fingers on the ground. Don't make it all about the base of the palm. Whole finger. Inhale. Exhale, fog up that mirror. Knees bent, exhale. Left foot forward. Inhale, pop up on the back foot, look ahead. Exhale, step forward to forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to palm center. One more cycle. The repetition here is going to focus on building breath and movement together. One of my favorite teachers says yoga is where body, mind, and breath meet. So let's do it. Meet me at the front of the mat. Inhale, arms up, big inhale. Don't forget the breath. Exhale, forward fold, knees bent. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, right leg back. Plant the right hand, open up. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hand down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, push it back. Inhale, come forward. All right, now hold this plank. This is where we're going to add a little heat. Float the right leg up, just a little bit. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring it up to the right elbow. And exhale down into downward facing dog. So a little bit of kind of a jumping downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, knee to nose. Exhale, push back down into a downward facing dog. Inhale, big one, across the body to the left knee if you can. If you can't, right in the center is fine. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. And just to round it out, rock forward one more time. Hold the plank here. And exhale, push back. All right, take a breath or two here. Feel your body, feel what feels strange, right? Take note of it because we're going to build on it throughout the course of the monkey sessions. Inhale here, exhale, knees down, right foot forward. Pop up the knee in the back, plant the left hand, and one more time, find that stretch. Now, because we're building heat here, don't collapse out of it. Think about keeping your hip up. Good. Exhale, hands down, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. One more side, this time for heat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fog up that mirror. Don't make me say it again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot goes back. Entering this cycle, plant the left hand just like we did. Reach up, all the way up through the top of the ceiling with those fingers. Exhale, hands down, come into downward facing dog. Inhale here, rock forward. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. All right, we're going to start a little bit of a core series. Inhale, come forward. Float the left leg up. Make sure your elbows are right on top of your heel, the heel of your hand, your wrist. Left foot forward to the elbow, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward, knee to nose, or as high up as you can get it. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, come forward, left knee, right elbow, twist it across if you can. If you can't, feel free to put the knee down or hover it at the center. Inhale, back to downward facing dog. Just to close it out, come forward one more time. Hold your plank here. Feel into the fingers. Breathe into it. Fire up the legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take another inhale just to reset. Exhale, knees down, left foot forward. Pop up the right knee, plant the right hand. Open up. Don't let the hips drop. Keep them up. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down. Step forward. Knees bend. Inhale all the way up. Big sniff. Exhale. Hands to heart center. Okay, I promise strength, heat, and flexibility. We're on our way. So the three elements of class today that I told you I wanted to work on were breath, which I think you got. Second, flow. And third, building into that first family of poses that is the standing poses, usually including Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and everything that you add on to that. So that's what we're going to cover now while you still got a little bit of heat going. All right, so come to the front of the mat. And what I want you to do is keep your right leg planted, kick your left foot back, really anywhere. We'll get to the mechanics in a second. So in this family, what I want you to focus on is moving your right knee right above the ankle. So we have 90 degrees here. That's the first thing. A lot of times beginner practitioners, they start here or they over and they go ahead, which is a recipe for knee pain. I can tell you about it. So find the alignment, okay? Back foot facing straight towards the camera, wherever your camera might be. Then take the hip points on your hands and often there's a tendency to be out to the side, or you don't even notice it. You're loading up one leg more than the other. Find in your hips a level feeling, all right? From there, this is where we toggle the intensity. With your back foot, step it out if you need some more intensity without giving up 90 degrees up front, level hips, or walk it forward. Nothing wrong with that. At this stage in the game, we are all about form over intensity, all right? So find a place that's good for you, sit in it, and then raise the hands. It's really hot. Raise the hands out to the side. Last piece of the pose that really matters, fingertips reaching towards either front and back. Breathe into the chest and give me a big Ujjayi breath. Inhale and exhale, fog up that mirror. Good. Bring your hands to your hips, both feet towards the side of the mat. Take a little bend here. Inhale, bring it up just to fire up the back. Don't let it go to sleep. Move the left feet facing the other way. So you're facing away from the camera now, and that's okay. Same principles. Bend the knee until you're at 90 degrees, right here. Take your hands, put them on your hips. Feel, are the hips level, or are they at a kind of crazy angle, right? This is not going to fire up the pose the way that it ought to. Bring it level. And then decide where you want to put the back foot. For some people, they're naturally very flexible and they can go really, really wide. For me, that doesn't work. I prefer a shorter stance. While you're here, bring the arms out. Reach towards the front and back of the room. Gaze forward. Take a big Ujjayi breath here. Inhale and exhale. One more. Fog up that mirror. Activate everything. Inhale and exhale. All right. Feet to center. Go back to the other side. Set it up. Back foot pointing exactly towards the side wall. Front toes facing the front of the room. Find 90 degrees. Set up the hips. Reach out. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to the center. Do a quick forward fold. Feel those hammies. Inhale, come back up. Reset, other side. Point the toe to the back of the room. Use your hands. Look at your fingers. Little crab claws. Put them on the hips and see what they're doing. Keep that bend in the leg and reach up. Bring the gaze forward to the front of the fingers. Fire up these fingers. This isn't like a hanging out. Everything is activated. That's what makes yoga yoga. Inhale, big Ujjayi breath out. Exhale, hands to your waist. Step the feet together. We're actually going to come to the front of the mat, do just a few minutes left, a little bit of activation that's going to come in handy in pieces in the future. So bring the arms up. Exhale down to the ground. And then step a foot back, however it is that you need to find your way to the belly. All right, so meet me on the belly. This cycle doesn't have to be intense. You don't have to go crazy with jerking or leaning into pain. But what I just want to do is get the feeling for different muscle groups in the back and in the abs. So we're coming into something called Sphinx Pose, just like in Egypt, right? Hands directly in front of you, pointing forward. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders or a little bit forward if that's more comfortable. And just for one round, practice lifting everything, chest, belly, and hips off the ground. So you're a little hollow. If that's too hard, stop here. If that's too much, just gaze forward, right? Feel how the back activates. Hold it here. And inhale, come forward. One more time. Pushing down through the forearms, activate chest, belly, hips. Hold it here for a second. Inhale and exhale, come down. All right, one more. Bring your head all the way down to the ground. Arms behind you. Feel that for a second. Now bring the arms back to your ribs, like right at the nipple line. Float your chin off the ground, this time with your hands staying put, and start to feel your back fire up. If it's too intense, stop where you need to stop. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, this time, float the palms off the ground as well. Keep the feet grounded. And just find a little bit of space. Even a millimeter off is all it needs. Exhale, come forward. Inhale. Do that again. This time, float the legs. Good. Stay here for a second. Inhale. Big Ujjayi breath out. Don't release it. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bring everything down. Okay, last effort. Take a second to regroup. Inhale. Bring up the chin, chest. Float the palms off the ground. Raise the legs. And for an added bonus, keep the toes connected. One big Ujjayi in-breath here. And exhale, bring everything down. All right, we're going to work back into our child's pose here. Congratulations on an excellent practice. Stay here, push the palms down. And while you're taking that little bit of rest, I'll just close out the program. So our goal today was to work through a bunch of pieces that will ultimately come together into a full yoga practice. And so my goal of monkey sessions is to avoid the monkeys, but also work through key components like breath, building up a flow over time, and making sure that the fundamentals of poses, starting with the standing poses and working through other series across May, will give you everything you need to feel really confident as a yogi and build a little strength at the same time. I hope you love this. My name is Jacob. Thank you for joining Monkey Sessions Day 1. Take your breath, get some water, and we'll see you back on Wednesday, Friday, or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday the rest of May. All right, thanks guys.